Hello and welcome to Central Energy Trust's arena in Palmerston North. 2020 has delivered an indifferent year for all of us, and in the world of basketball it is no different, but we are back and we are playing. This is the 2020 Secondary Schoolgirls Central Invitational Tournament, Day 3, Finals Day. And we've got two big games coming your way on Sky Sport Next to finish it all off, starting with our third placed playoff between Rotorua Girls High School and Sacred Heart College New Plymouth. And then a little bit later on this afternoon, St Peter's School of Cambridge taking on Mount Maunganui College. Those two teams unbeaten through 5 games. Who will make it 6 from 6? Good afternoon and welcome. Justin Nelson and Stacey Lambert with you. Rotorua and Sacred Heart of New Plymouth. Stacey, looking forward to this one. It's a final. They're playing for third place. And a quick scan of the court shows us that we may have a few players missing this game.
Yeah, the third and fourth playoff. It's always amazed me how players have to lift themselves for this game, especially Sacred Heart, who have come off 2 tough losses. And Rotorua have had a tough path too, in a lot of tough games. So it'll really be see who can be mentally prepared today and ready to step up.
Let's have a look at the Rotorua lineup. They went down in their semi-final this morning to St Peter's, and that was a very comprehensive win for St Peter's, showing their class, 75-36 in that one. There's the lineup. Ariara Horn won't be playing. Also missing, Jade Fairley is a late out, and Lily Tiao is a late out as well. So some changes there for Rotorua. Look like they're going to go with 9 players in this playoff for third. Let's have a look at Sacred Heart. Went down in a heartbreaking close loss to Mount Maunganui in their semi-final earlier today, 61-68. Lots of lead changes in that game. Here's the lineup for Sacred Heart College. Saw them last night in a great game against St Peter's, and all players expected to play. One player to look out for is Caitlin O'Connell. Now she'll be wearing number 17 in this game, not her usual number 6, number 17. And we can tell you that Simon O'Connell is the assistant coach for this game as well. So Sacred Heart College, New Plymouth in the red and white. And Rotorua will be in the blue shorts, but they'll be wearing the white singlets. Grand final coming up at 4:45. Third place playoff coming your way now on Sky Sport Next. Stacey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Sacred Heart. I think they're going to just be too hungry. I think they've come off 2 tough losses against 2 really tough teams. And as I mentioned before, Rotorua have had a tough pathway to get into this top 4. And talking with Sue Penny before the game, they weren't really expecting to be in the top 4. So they've done really well. If Rotorua can come out, put some pressure on in the press that they normally do, and have hit some threes, get back in transition, they could have a chance.
And of course, Sacred Heart, so close to a win over St Peter's in that final pool game last night, leading by as much as 23 in that game before St Peter's stormed home with a huge last quarter to get over the top of the Sacred Heart New Plymouth team. They then went forward into that semi-final this morning up against Mount Maunganui, who really have surprised everybody. And Mount Maunganui got home by 7 points. We'll see them a little bit later on today in the grand final against St Peter's, the current national champions of secondary schoolgirls. So down on numbers, Rotorua. They looked out of sorts this morning, to be fair. Just didn't look their normal selves. St Peter's blasted out of the blocks in that semi-final with a 25-5 first quarter. Let's see how they settle down in this one. Sacred Heart, as you said, fair to say they're starting favourites here. Rotorua are going to have to find a way to stop Raquel Sampson, the centre for Sacred Heart, number 18. There she is on camera. Just about set to go in this playoff for third on Sky Sport Next, Central Invitational Tournament. Sit back and relax with us this afternoon. Stacey Lambert sitting in the chair beside me, a well-known figure around Palmerston North. You know somebody's a well-known figure when there's a bit of banter going on behind the scenes. I've been listening in intently upstairs for the last half an hour, and there's certainly a few giving you a bit of banter. Long shot to open the game from Dakota Roberts. Falling short, she'll get it back here. Good player, Dakota Roberts. Keep an eye on her. Here's Alyssa Webster. We spoke to her after that semi-final loss. A little bit hard to get past the outstretched arms and hands of Raquel Sampson, though. And now Sacred Heart with a chance to have their first look at a basket. Caitlin O'Connell wearing the number 17 in this game, inside to Sampson. Good setup, expect to see that a fair bit this game. Opening points there for Sacred Heart.
Well, Tomoana was doing her best to front the post there, so they clearly know that Raquel Sampson is dangerous. However, she's so tall that they just lobbed it right over the top.
Early foul there on Sacred Heart. So Rotorua ball. Yeah, certainly a few people around this stadium prepared to give you a bit of lip, Stacey. They were winding you up upstairs. Hey, a little bit of banter, nothing wrong with that on a Saturday afternoon. Owen skipping her way through the key. Sorry, not Owen, it's Carly Ohio. Saw a fair bit of Ohio in the earlier game today. Here's Alex Blyde to O'Connell. Just a little bit of pressure up the floor there. Sacred Heart get through it. O'Connell turning back onto her right. Shot falls short. Ariana Ferguson now. One way, then the other. Roberts. Ohio.
Rotorua looking a little stagnant at the moment.
They did this morning early as well. And I thought it was something that led to that quick deficit. They just looked stagnant in offense. They were up and pressuring in defense though. Just couldn't find a way to score. Alex Blyde can find a way to score. Helps herself to two. Sacred Heart with the opening baskets of this game. Here's Ohio across midway. Alyssa Webster, who didn't have too much to say when we interviewed her after that semi-final loss. But I did find out off air, Stacey, that she is a very talented singer and has recently, I believe, recorded and released a song. So,
wow.
That's what I was told off air earlier on. Blyde unable to add to her last basket. Travel called. Now two referees involved here, Kobe Lucas and Rachel Wakefield. Refs, I think, have done a terrific job over the last 3 days.
Yeah, we were having some great
Been very
discussions
impressed.
upstairs before with the referees discussing certain calls and how they're interpreting them. And I've certainly made me reflect, and I haven't actually thought that referees have had any negative impact on any games.
Haven't noticed them, to be honest. No disrespect to referee Kobe Lucas there, who's about to pass the ball over to Carly Ohio, but I just haven't noticed the referees, and I think that's a good sign that they've been doing their job and doing it really, really well. So hats off to the refs over the last 3 days of competition here at the Central Invitational Tournament. Done a terrific job. Carly Ohio finds a way to the basket, and Rotorua have their first score of this third placed playoff, and that'll settle them down.
Something needs to settle them down. They haven't started too well. Yeah, out of the blocks. the little bit of extended pressure from Sacred Heart is slowing them down, and they're late getting into their offense, ending up not taking very good shots at the first 4 minutes.
Had a chat with Caitlin O'Connell after last night's dramatic loss. It must be said, it was just an incredible comeback by St. Peter's. She's wearing the number 17 for this game, normally in the number 6. But we had a chat with her in the broadcast, and all smiles. Just happy to be back out there playing. Team's had a wonderful time here over the last few days, and despite the loss, was very encouraging of her teammates and team, and just pleased to be back playing basketball. It was a really refreshing interview, to be honest with you. Just great to see the smiles.
Great to hear. Everybody's been, great pass inside. Tahuri Orangi, a little bit late on getting around in front. No need for any dribble, catch, drop step, layup, and one.
Of course, Raquel Sampson, who's about to shoot, and Caitlin O'Connell are both junior tall ferns, I'm pretty sure. So they've played at some high levels already in their young basketball career. Putting some pressure up the floor here at the moment.
Dakota Roberts, I'd like to see her get started going for Rotorua.
She was a little bit quieter this morning, Dakota Roberts, but still finds a way to score. Very creative player. Chance here, Sampson.
Great pass.
I think that's 3 baskets already for Raquel Sampson. Very hard to stop off that low post. There's Tomoana to the basket. 11 plays 2, early running here with Sacred Heart. O'Connell.
I think, all the players are just happy to be out of their regions, playing against different types of players of obviously a higher level. It's always good to be able to come and test yourself, get out of your own zones and see how other teams are developing around the country and other players are developing.
Here's Roberts, closely guarded, Ohio. Tomoana. Ariana Ferguson couldn't put it away. Sampson with the rebound. Hands it straight off to her point guard, Caitlin O'Connell.
Peter Riley would have to be happy with his start here, especially on defense. Peter Riley is another fellow Australian.
Oh, there
Justin?
you go. Where's Peter from?
I'm not completely sure, but he's just moved over here a wee while ago. Been in New Zealand working in the oil and gas industry.
There you go. I've actually had a few strange looks when I've been talking off air, people trying to understand this ridiculous Aussie accent. Peter and I might be well at home to catch up later on after this game and talk in our native Aussie lingo. We were talking in the earlier game about G&D. It's one of my most favourite sports sayings from back home that isn't used over here in New Zealand. I bet you if I went up to Peter Riley and started talking about G&D, he'd know exactly what I was talking about.
Thank you for that. Grit and determination, eh?
Guts and determination.
Guts and determination.
Close. Well figured out. There's a foul in the game. 13-4 start by Sacred Heart, and true to form, Sacred Heart are really trying to pepper the ball into Raquel Sampson, as you would. Dominant player off the block. Fouled again on this occasion. She'll go to the line for another look.
I think they're going to find it very hard to keep the ball out of the middle, Rotorua, with a lot of their defense, their man-to-man defense is quite tight. So then other players off the ball aren't able to help on the passes into the post.
Makes the first and misses the second, Raquel Sampson, going at 20 points a game in this tournament. Roberts. Ball comes out to Tomoana. Oh, nice little drive and handoff underneath. Excellent play. Looked like Ariana Ferguson finishing that one off.
Well, Raquel Sampson there had to come out on the wing on the out of the post on the zone to help out on the guards on the wing, and that's really where you want to pull her out if you can. Take her off the dribble. Take her away from the basket.
Ngatai with the drive, hands it off to O'Connell. Had the first shot, got it back, and put it away on the second effort. Caitlin O'Connell, well chased down off her own shot. She knew, she was the one that knew that the shot was going to miss. It was in there very, very quickly. Webster looking for a gap. I think she just got bumped off her path by Tian Owen.
Coach Sue Penny rotating in her subs quite often.
Good shot. Rotorua be happy with that. 16-9 now. As Sacred Heart again continue to work it around. O'Connell up high. Here's Gemma Walsh. Missed the shot. Sampson underneath. That's a rare miss. Good defense by Rotorua, giving away that height. Here's Alyssa Webster. Started with some nice shots. Oh, had it taken away by O'Connell. Loose ball. Owen comes up with it. Sampson, and away they go again. Amalvina Ngatai gets it back. Back outside for Walsh. Long look, misses. Webster, Roberts on the charge. I think kickball called there by referee Wakefield. And Rotorua will get another look here. Keel to bring it in. Into the hands of Webster. Around one, around two, bounce pass inside was nice. Roberts. She fouled? No. Maybe a little travel in there. And it will be a Sacred Heart ball. I thought Tuhuri Orangi was going to score then, but a nice block coming across by Tian Owen.
Yeah, one bounce, hey, there. One bounce just gives the defense time to recover.
It's the security blanket, isn't it, for so many players? Don't realise they can just go straight up. They need that security of that one dribble. They come forward again, Rotorua.
I guess you always want to teach players to be moving their feet as the ball's coming so that they can catch and shoot.
Tomoana inside to Ferguson. Back for Tomoana. That's a hard pass to take. Ferguson gets it back. Then now there's a foul that's being called here as Tomoana picks herself up off the floor. Tell you what, there's going to be some sore bodies at the end of these 3 days. Tomoana just limping away there. It was heavy contact.
And she's been all over the floor all tournament.
Webster after the shot clock. Mind you, a foul was called. Wouldn't it be reset to 14 after the foul? I would have thought. No one's picked that up. That certainly wasn't 14-second reset after a foul.
And the basket was good too.
We might be the only ones that have picked that up.
Well, Raquel Sampson's out at the moment. Might give Rotorua a little more chance to extend a little bit pressure.
Chance. Amalvina Ngatai rolls it in for two. 18-9 lead heading down to quarter time. Giselle Roberts off balance. Finds Tomoana for two. That'll count. And Taini Tomoana. Nice little jumper there. They're just staying in, aren't they, Rotorua?
Just hanging in there. If they can, what do we got? 40 seconds. So they've got an opportunity for the quick 2-for-1 here. They could get two positions if they can get the ball up quickly, get a shot up. A quick shot within the first 5 or 6 seconds, and then that would allow them a second opportunity They really need to get a few more shots up to try and pull back that lead.
And probably should be another 2 points closer, given that basket that wasn't allowed when the shot clock went off but hadn't been reset. So they are hanging in there at the moment. O'Connell hands it back to Walsh. Ignore the buzzer. Play goes on. And Rotorua with a chance to close this gap. It sits at 8 points. Grand final coming up after this. Is there a foul there? No. Loose ball.
Been fairly consistent with that call, and we were talking about
Yep.
that call before the game. It's one of the hardest calls in the game, the charge block call.
Well, Aria Edwards just really bounced off the defender, didn't she? And there was a no call from the referee. We have spoken that about that a few times over the last few days. Quarter time, Sacred Heart 19, Rotorua 11. Stacey Lambert, your thoughts on the first quarter? I think Sacred Heart at one stage threatened to really push clear, but to their credit, Rotorua just clinging in there at the moment. Yeah.
Well, Sacred Heart, yeah, they've had a great start. They've extended some pressure and taken Rotorua straight out of their rhythm. They never got many good looks for the first 5 or 6 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So they're starting to get a little more momentum. Might see Rotorua come out, maybe try and extend a little more pressure. They've had their trap on, but it hasn't been very aggressive. As you mentioned, the players are pretty tired at this stage of the tournament.
Hey, I'm tired at this stage of the tournament. All I've been doing is talking. So, grand final coming up this afternoon, by the way, on Sky Sport Next, 4:45 p.m. So that's after this game. And it will be St. Peter's School, Cambridge, up against Mount Maunganui College. Been asking a few people the last time Mount Maunganui even played in the Nationals, and I haven't got a straight answer. Most people saying they haven't. What's your?
I'm not aware in past history. I don't think it's a very old school, and they haven't had a strong basketball program for a while. So the current coach with them now, Robert Tuilave's only started with them last year.
Right.
So and they're still very young. So they've been a real surprise, haven't they?
Been impressive. Five and zip.
And the style they play too.
Yeah.
They probably share the ball. They pass so well. They're running the triangle offense. Their defenses they haven't extended too much pressure full court or half court traps. They've just locked down on an amazing half court defense, whether that be zone or man to man.
And I don't think they've been on one of our broadcast games yet at the Central Invitational Tournament. So save the best for last. Who knows?
It will definitely be a good game.
Of course, they won their semi-final by 7 points over this team right here in Sacred Heart, New Plymouth, as Gemma Walsh comes up short on the opening shot of the second quarter.
Geez, Gemma Walsh was solid in that last game, despite they went down in the last quarter. She was doing great.
Dakota Roberts, turnaround jumper, one of her favourite shots. Just a little bit long on that occasion. Here's Walsh with the rebound, up quick. Nearly caught her by surprise, Ariana Ferguson. They move the ball inside to back. Couldn't put it away.
Here's one to look out for, Justin. Number 10, Emily Back. She's just checked in.
Yep.
She is a hard worker.
Yeah, I saw her last night, of course. Plays a little bit taller as well.
Yeah, undersized for a four person.
Yep. Here's Webster. Over to Ohio. Tomawana looking to create some space. Has Webster coming through. She's fouled and she'll go to the line for a couple of shots. Alyssa Webster has averaged just under 15 points a game in this competition.
if Rotorua can continue to get into their offense earlier, they send those 2 cutters from one side over the high post screener, and then it overloads that one side. Tomoana caught the ball on the high post there. Thought she was a little hesitant. They can do that a bit more often. She's got a great one-on-one on that other side real quick.
Alyssa Webster makes the second. That margin back to 7. A little bit of pressure up the floor, but some great passing to get through it by Sacred Heart. Walsh couldn't nail the shot. Ball back with Webster to Ohio. Webster into Ferguson. Just locked in that short corner. Couldn't quite nail the shot. She does get it back though. Ohio with the shot. Again, a little bit long. Off a couple of feet. And fortuitously for Rotorua, they will get the ball back. Dakota Roberts, sneaky little pass looking for Ohio. Loose ball. Tomoana now to Webster. Webster one way then the other. Roberts goes into the corner, one extra pass. Baseline drive off the glass by Carly Ohio, just rolled out. And a chance now for Omilvina Natai for 3. First score of the second quarter for Sacred Heart. So they've been well held up for a couple of minutes.
Jeez, it's a 5-point turnaround again there. Had a layup missed, and they gave up a 3 at the other end. Could be a 7-point run here.
Up by 10. Omilvina Natai back to Cyrus, and Cyrus puts it away. So a couple of good baskets in the last 20 seconds or so, and a turnover now. Little run here for Sacred Heart. They're out to a 12-point margin.
Out to their run while Raquel Sampson's on the bench as well.
Just on our scoreboard ticker there, down the bottom, it is the second quarter at the moment, just in case you thought, geez, these teams have scored very, very quickly in the first 3 minutes. There we go, right on cue, just changed over. That would have been interesting if you were switching on for the first time. 36 points scored in less than 3 minutes. Alyssa Webster. There's Edwards. Caught in her dribble there.
Bounce pass would have got through there, wouldn't it, Justin?
Yeah, just tried to hand it over to Giselle Roberts. That's a hard pass to take on the run. And it hands it back to Sacred Heart, who for 27 minutes last night played some incredible basketball, and then they had the might of St. Peter's coming right at them over the last 13 minutes of that game last night. It's quite incredible to watch.
I thought we had a foul called there. We had a nice pick and roll up the top. Just unfortunately fumbled the ball.
I think in the end, referee Wakefield was looking at a foul, but decided to go with the out of court call.
So the
Tomoana turning to the basket. It's a miss. Sherman took the rebound. She'll get it back here. Madeline Sherman. Ball not clear. Omilvina Natai picks it up, hands it over to O'Connell, finding a step to the basket. Don't know how she found a gap there, but she did. No score. Dakota Roberts looking to settle things down again for Rotorua. Ferguson wants to get it back to Roberts. The pass wasn't convincing. Emily back right there. She gets around Omilvina Natai. Nice little handoff inside to Tauri Orangi. Ends up with a Giselle Roberts. 3 points are going to count. 3 points are good.
I think we've got an offensive foul on number 18.
Yep.
Tahuri Orangi, as she's been going in for the offensive rebound, but the shot still counts.
So the 3 points are good. Brings that margin back to 9.
A much needed 3 points, wasn't it?
We've actually seen a couple of calls today where foul was off the ball or a call was off the ball and a shot has gone down and the referees have counted the points. And I like that. I think it's good. There was an earlier one today. Were you with me this morning for that one? Yeah,
that was me.
And I like that, paying the advantage to the offensive player. Speaking of offensive players, Dakota Roberts.
Great little hesitation, double crossover, fakes to the middle, stays on the left side.
And that margin's back to 7. So nice little run here at the moment for Rotorua. Just as we say that, Lily Cyrus.
Tomoana got caught there, a little sleeping, and she got front cut.
Trying to make a path through with Giselle Roberts. It falls to Dakota Roberts. Can't hit that little jumper. Emily back with the rebound. Away they come. O'Connell for Sacred Heart. Oh, little floater from up high. Why not? Rebound. There she is again, Lily Cyrus. So she scored some nice putbacks in this quarter, and she commits a foul at halfway. Just the 2 fouls called in this quarter. Timeout called, so the playoff for third is certainly alive here midway through the second. 28-17. It's been a 9-6 quarter so far in favour of Sacred Heart. Peter Riley there, the coach, finds a knee. Let's have a look at this last basket for Sacred Heart. Out to an 11-point lead. O'Connell, that was the little floater. Ambitious, but nice rebound coming in. Lily Cyrus and the putback for 2. She's contributed some good minutes this quarter, hasn't she?
Yeah, that's just great contribution. You love those players that can come on and you don't have to run plays for them, just through their sheer hustle and passion and knack for being in the right place at the right time. They can give you some bonus points.
I chatted with Coach Sue Penne a little bit earlier on today after that semi-final loss, and it was a heavy loss. Just inside 40 points to St. Peter's, and look, she was all smiles. She said, you know, we just didn't expect to be in the top 4. We're really happy with what we've done. St. Peter's are a very good team, and when they get on a run, they're hard to stop, but she was really pleased with what this young team has put together at the Central Invitational Tournament. I think you mentioned it before as well, Stacey. They just didn't expect to be in the top 4, and they've found themselves competing against some really good teams at the business end.
Yeah. I think it's part of their character, you know. They've just been relentless, never given up, and now believed in themselves.
Alyssa Webster fouled. I think that might be against Emily Back. They've got a chance to bridge this gap. Roberts to bring it in. Has Webster loose on the wing. That was in and out. Ooh, travel called there against Carly Ohio.
Looked like Sacred Heart went to a zone on that one, and straight away with a zone, that is a liability that can occur, is that you give up some offensive rebounds.
Caitlin O'Connell couldn't put the shot away. Battling to wrestle it back from the hands of Alyssa Webster. Commits the foul.
Well, that's the 4th team foul, so next one, Rotorua will be on the foul line.
Doesn't seem that long ago I was saying there was only 2 fouls called in the quarter.
So let's see if they keep being aggressive, attacking the hips. The referees are making those calls.
Roberts for 3. They've had a fair stretch here with Raquel Sampson taking a break as well. So Sacred Heart. Mind you, Lily Cyrus has done well in that centre position. Dakota Roberts. Edwards. Ooh, dangerous pass back to Roberts and picked off by O'Connell, who should just take it in comfortably and lay it up. She does, Caitlin O'Connell. 12.5 points a game for the point guard. Stretches that lead out to 13. Webster, Roberts to the wing. Edwards in, Ohio. Little handoff. Tomoana couldn't put it away. Back with the rebound.
It's a good offense though, you know. They moved the ball around, the ball went inside. They ended up getting a good jump shot from the foul line.
Heading down to the last 2 minutes of this first half. Sherman into Cyrus in there again. Out to back, just keeps it in. Does she? No, toe on the line.
Well, Cyrus is just a few millimeters away there from getting another catch and another score. She's doing a great job fighting and sealing for position. Very tough angle on that pass from the right-hand side of the court to the block on the opposite side.
Another timeout called, heading down towards halftime. Well done to all of our crew here for the last few days as well. Doing a great job behind the scenes. Big thanks to them, our crew from Sky Sport Next and NTech. Behind the cameras and pushing all of the buttons. We've got the easy job, Stacey, just talking basketball. How easy is it for us? They're up in scaffolding and getting balls thrown at them at ground level. All sorts of stuff going on. Big thanks also to all of our partners who help us put this on. And plenty of basketball coming up in the next couple of months as well. Stacey, the Aon Under-15 and Under-17 National Championships, October 24 to 26. The 15's in Hamilton. 31 teams there, 16 boys, 15 girls. And the 17's in Christchurch, 24 teams, 14 boys, 10 girls. So fingers crossed, we all stay fit and healthy and follow the rules and the regulations that are in place. And we see those 15 and 17 nationals go ahead 24 to 26 October. Lots of talented boys and girls involved.
It should be a great showcase. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm coaching one of those teams, and Linda King has been, beautiful shot
nice
there.
shot. Madeline Sherman.
So they're looking to select teams for under-15s and under-19 New Zealand teams as well at those tournaments, at the national under-15s.
We'll give your team a shout out. Who are they? Give them a plug.
We're the Manawatu under-15 boys team.
Nice. We'll keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Wearing the green, no doubt.
Green and gold, green and white, green and black actually.
It's a distinctive colour in the Manawatu. Now we might have in the bonus here the foul. We will. So Taini Tomoana to the line for two, makes the first.
Again, she's been a solid presence for the team today.
Nice technique on the shot. Get a good look at it here. Second shot is a beauty. Hits both of them. Margin back to 14, 33-19. Last 90 seconds of the first half. Ball inside to Cyrus, who's had an excellent quarter.
She is just causing them lots of troubles down there. She's winning the foot battle, you know. She's fighting for position. She's moving her feet to get into position so the pass can come straight in. And it's putting the pressure on the defense.
Hits the first shot. Looks at the second. Nearly got her own rebound, actually. Webster. Roberts, this is Giselle. Looking to go hard to the basket. Nice little step around. Dakota Roberts with the rebound. No, taken away from her by O'Connell. Loose ball. Lots of bodies on the floor. Seen that happen a few times in the last couple of days. Emily back. Cyrus out to the corner. Kept in play by Lucy Blyde. Here's Sherman. Just put away a nice shot. O'Connell for three. Rebound Webster. Blyde nearly knocked that away, actually. Roberts to Roberts. Spies a gap, goes with the floater. Can't roll it in. Cyrus doing it at both ends at the moment with the rebound. Blyde, O'Connell. Back. Sherman, Cyrus. Blyde. 3, no. Yes, no. Rebound, Rotorua. Can they get the last score of the half here inside the last 10 seconds? It'd be handy. Webster's going to have a look at it off the glass. No score. They may get a last shot here through Roberts.
It looked good too, didn't it?
From Giselle Roberts. No further score added though. So at half time, Sacred Heart 34 and Rotorua are 19. So it was a 15-8 second quarter to Sacred Heart, and this playoff for third position at the Central Invitational Tournament. Stacey, they lead at halftime, 34-19. How have you seen the first half?
Excuse me. It's been a good start, certainly for Sacred Heart. Rotorua looking a little bit flat. They're really struggling to score. 34-19. 34, you got to be happy with your defense, really. 17 points a quarter. It's opposite. You can win the game keeping teams under that amount. So they really need to focus on how they can get some more points. Get the ball up the court a little bit earlier. Get into their offense earlier. Keep attacking. They started getting them into some foul trouble there. Yeah, I'd attack early. Try and get to the foul line. We haven't seen any pressure from Rotorua at all, really, which has been one of their strengths. So maybe Sue Penny's holding that in the bag of tricks for the second half.
So third place playoff halftime, Sacred Heart College of New Plymouth 34 leading Rotorua Girls High School 19. Grand final to come. We'll have a quick chat about that on the other side of this break. Sky Sport next. Stick with us. Back shortly.
The culture of the Tall Ferns is absolutely amazing. We're essentially a family. I would call all of them my sisters. Our leadership, our coaches, our management staff, everyone, there's just such a good feel, and it feels like such a family and such a good vibe, and I think that's why on court you can see that we just all click and work together.
Basketball can open up so many doorways and so many paths. There's no limits. You can take the sport anywhere.
The women's game's definitely growing. I think it's awesome to see. Just in general, basketball growing in New Zealand is cool. So to get the women and young girls playing basketball, that's a big key for us.
We're quite often the underdogs, you know, we're always a hustling team. We've always been a real grinder to the end team. Making the most of the moment is like a huge part of our culture.
Any international game that I get to play for the Tall Ferns is always an honour, but we play tough, we're very aggressive, we hustle for each other. Everything we do, we know we're doing for our teammates, that they've got our back, we've got theirs as well.
Young kids, just like in general, I think just whatever you set your mind to, like you can do whatever you want to do, you know? Like you just got to put in the dedication and the determination to do it, and you can do it.
I think a good message to young girls is kia kaha, kia mai, kia manawa nui. That just really means, you know, be strong, be fierce, and be mindful of others. You know, you've got your teammates next to you, and look after them, look after yourself. And just represent yourself with mana, with pride, as well as your country.
Welcome back to Palmerston North on Sky Sport Next. Justin Nelson and Stacey Lambert with you. Third placed playoff at the Central Invitational Tournament for secondary school girls. Half-time, Sacred Heart leading this one over Rotorua 34-19. Just enjoyed that break there, watching the Sky Sport Tall Ferns in action. I remember that Olympic qualifier last year in Auckland, last November. Seems so long ago. Of course, the Sky Sport Tall Ferns up against China, South Korea and the Philippines. Fantastic basketball, great action. And the future is certainly bright here in New Zealand in girls and women's basketball. Some absolute stars on the international stage, and certainly some stars coming through the ranks as well. There's a lot to be excited about, Stacey.
Yeah, this is where it all starts, doesn't it? At the grassroots level.
It does certainly hit home when you're watching games against China and South Korea and the Philippines. I mean, basketball is just such a global sport. More than 200 countries involved in the game, men's and women's basketball. And I'll tell you what, the Kiwis certainly hold their own. There's no doubt about that. I think the men are ranked inside the top 20. The women are in the low 20s or thereabouts. So very, very good on the international stage. Start of the second half here. Third placed playoff. Sacred Heart with a 15-point lead at the moment. Rotorua looking for some early points. They might get a shot here from Alyssa Webster. They will. That'd be a nice start. Didn't roll her way. Now coming up at 4:45, so literally straight after this game on Sky Sport Next, it's the grand final of the Central Invitational Tournament. St. Peter's School up against Mount Maunganui. Make sure you tune in for that. Both of those teams unbeaten in this competition. 5 straight wins apiece. Alyssa Webster, nice little steal there. Raquel Sampson thought she was going to turn around for one of her trademark shots off the block. The ball was just taken straight out of her grasp. St. Peter's and Mount Maunganui after this game. Going to be a good matchup, Stacey. Now, what are your early thoughts?
I'm thinking because Mount Maunganui, it's their first year, they're probably the least experienced team, and St. Peter's, as we know, are defending champions with numerous titles under their belts. Mount Maunganui are going to have to pull something out big to beat them, I think.
Good basket there for Raquel Sampson. I saw the end of the Mount Maunganui and Sacred Heart College New Plymouth semi-final this morning, and big raps to Mount Maunganui. They make some serious noise. On the sidelines, Coach Rob Tuolave, he gives them a green light to get up and cheer for their teammates, which is great to see. They make a lot of noise, so expect that this afternoon. Here's Webster for 3.
She's overdue to hit one.
Yeah, she's had some opportunities. She might have another look. No. Goes to Dakota Roberts. One dribble straight into the defense. Hands it off to Ferguson. Now they swing it back out to Webster. So this is their third look in a row, and that one did everything bar drop through the net.
Can we give her 1.5 points for that?
You deserve something for it, don't you? Because, like I said, I reckon the ball was halfway below the rim as well. Roberts bustling her way through. Tomoana. Good rebound by Tahuri Orangi. Keeps it alive for Rotorua. That clock counts down again. Webster searching, trying to get through the defense. And in the end, maybe an offensive foul. It's certainly a hands foul, I think referee Kobe Lucas has called there.
She might have lost the ball and
against
fouled
Alyssa,
it on when she was trying to regather.
36-19. Sampson. Reaching foul there on Alyssa Webster. So that's 2 quick fouls for Webster. She's got 3 personal fouls as we look across to the score table.
And again, Sacred Heart pounding the ball inside.
Let's see what
without
they
too
can,
much resistance.
see what they can do off the baseline here. Owen, that's a nice,
I'd like to see her get the ball more down there.
well, it was a nice
That was
setup.
a great move.
Did everything but score the basket. Tiana Owen. Here's Giselle Roberts. Must have been a clear hand on the ball there from Raquel Sampson. It didn't look the prettiest. The referee a lot closer than what we are. We're right up the other end of the court here at Palmerston North. Here's Sampson, won't miss that. That's bread and butter. And Tomoana just taking some time to get up here. Remember she copped that knock in the first half?
In the hip.
Yep, and she was a little bit sore. Well, she may have just copped a knock in exactly the same spot, and she's going to hobble off here. Taini Tomoana.
It's a
Let's just have a look here on the inbound. Get a good look at it here. Here's Sampson. Oh yeah, she's just curled around and
didn't quite catch it, did we?
banged that hip. So hopefully
That's a
she's
great loss
okay.
for Rotorua.
Let's
She's
hope
been a workhorse.
she's back out there soon. There's Ariana Ferguson. Can't nail the three. They really need to nail a couple of shots here in a row, don't they? Rotorua.
It's just going to slip further and further away if they can't.
Sampson to the basket. Where's the contact from Carly Ohio?
I mean, even still 3.5 minutes into this quarter, they've only given up 4 points this quarter.
Just got to score at the other end.
Although you couldn't be happy with that last defensive effort.
Here's Raquel Sampson at the line. First one misses. Talk us through Raquel Sampson's technique here. Second one's good.
What do we say? Yeah. I guess you always taught there's a certain technique you should shoot with, but if you look at some of the greatest shooters, some of them have got some pretty funny looking shots. Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
So I think as long as your motion is consistent and the same, and you shoot it thousands and thousands of times,
Practice.
then you can be a great shooter.
Alex Blyde picked up that last foul for Sacred Heart. She's right in the action here again. Roberts for three. Had a little bit of protection in front of her and used the opportunity to fire her away. Unsuccessful on that occasion. Owen to Walsh. O'Connell, Blyde, good ball movement. Tiana Owen couldn't hit the shot. Sampson with the rebound once, twice. Has it stripped away by Giselle Roberts. Feisty. She holds up the play, hands it over to Dakota Roberts. Gets it back from Ferguson.
Sacred Heart happy to sit in the zone.
And they are, yep. And not a lot of movement there for Rotorua, which is a little bit of a worry against the zone. O'Connell puts it away for two. When you do come against that zone, it's really important offensively. You've got to keep moving, don't you? You have to keep the defense looking for where you are and wondering where you are, where you were, where you're going to. Really important you get a lot of active movement through the zone, below the zone, around the zone, above the zone.
Pass fakes, penetration, passing penetration as well as dribbling penetration, even screening in zones, on-ball screens.
Let's see what they do on this occasion. A little bit better with that pass inside to Carly Ohio, who is fouled by Raquel Sampson.
Ohia's going to have to step up here. She has got a beautiful left-handed touch shot, and with Tomoana on the bench now, she has an opportunity to create a little bit for her team. So let's look to see how she can go in the next few minutes.
Hits the first one. The second one, in and out. Seen that a few times. Good rebound.
And Giselle Roberts has been fantastic in the last 2 minutes too.
Put that straight back up and in. Showing some real fight at the moment, Giselle Roberts. handy basket. 41-22 inside the last 5 minutes of this third quarter. O'Connell inside to Sampson. Doesn't often miss those, gets it back. Long shot, O'Connell.
I would like to see her regather that and go back up with it.
Sampson?
Yeah. Great move. Great setup, great footwork.
Here's Roberts working hard to get her team back into the game. A little bit hard to shoot through the hands of Sampson. O'Connell probably thought the pass was on, but Dakota Roberts was equal to the challenge. Adiana Ferguson, Giselle Roberts, Dakota Roberts. We'll have a look for three. Didn't go in.
Great example there before of a 2-on-1 where Dakota Roberts confused the passer rather than just standing there or committing to one.
Yep.
She really confused the passer and come up with the steal.
Game has just slowed down a little bit the last couple of minutes. Walsh looking inside for Sampson, and some good defense there in the end from Rotorua. Just covering, it was that fronting the post there for Rotorua. Just made that look, that entry, that angle a little bit harder to complete for Gemma Walsh, and led to the expiration of the shot clock. Good defense, Stacey.
Yeah, outstanding defense. They really need more of that. And then they just need they'll hit some shots. Oh, I think they'll start hitting some shots soon.
Edwards into Ohio. Rebound. Sampson too strong in the air. Quick outlet. Gemma Walsh should score here and does. So the scoring has dried up both ways the last couple of minutes. Gemma Walsh maybe opening the gates again. Dakota Roberts comes up short. Malvina Nartai sends it down to Gemma Walsh. Inside Sampson, hard to stop once she gets that position inside. She's fouled and she'll go to the line for two. As soon as she seals that position inside, provided it's a good pass, which it was on that occasion, just very hard to stop.
Both Sampson and, oh no, she's checked out of the game now.
Cyrus?
Just checked out. Cyrus just checked out. But they were both fighting really hard to get those seals. And good to see the guards looking for that.
Yep.
Nothing worse than the forwards working their
hard,
butts off,
don't get
getting the
anything.
seals, don't see the ball.
Yeah, they let you know about it at some stage too, don't they? If you miss them too many times, they're eventually going to let you know. Gemma Walsh here just backs it out. Now, shot clock down as Sampson turns on a shot. Another shot clock expiration. Some substitutions for Rotorua. Heading down to three-quarter time, 43-22. Grand final after this. I'm really looking forward to this one too. St. Peter's taking on Mount Maunganui. Going to be a bit of fun. Both teams unbeaten.
I went to see the coach, Robert Tuilave, and
how was he? Nervous?
he's very tired.
Tired?
He's very tired. He's
no nerves?
no nerves at all, really. He's happy. All he wants is for his girls to try their hardest and play to the best of their ability. That's, and if that gets them the win, then that's not. And if not, he's still happy.
That grand final coming up on Sky Sport Next from 4:45 p.m. local time. In and out for Rotorua. Jade Keel.
It's just been the story of the night for them, hasn't it?
Same for Webster. Tomoana back on the floor. That's good to see. And going hard to the basket, as she always does. Certainly not protecting that hip. No fear.
True to character, eh? This Rotorua team just don't give up. They just keep giving it everything.
Taini Tomoana at the line for two. Said it a couple of times during this tournament. I love this camera angle down the floor with a player at the line. You really get to have a close look at their technique. Tomowana, great follow through.
Beautiful shot.
Textbook follow through. And she puts it away. We've got a timeout with a couple of minutes to play in this third quarter. 43-23.
That might be Rotorua's best way to score, is to get to the foul line. And they're in the bonus now for this last 2 minutes of this quarter.
We were talking the other day about Rotorua, wonderful part of the country. We're having a chat about the tourism industry up there and being hit hard. We know we'll have some viewers from that part of the world with us at the moment. We hope you're all well, and hopefully now as restrictions are lifted, travel restrictions, we start to see people get around and support the local economy and local tourism. Lots of stuff to do in that part of the world, isn't there?
Absolutely. Lots of stuff to do over our whole country. There's a few parts I haven't been to myself. Fiordland.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Really love to go there. They say the mosquitoes are as big as the birds.
Really?
There.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been to Invercargill?
Yes, I have been in Invercargill. I played for Otago for a few years, and in that time I learned to surf. So I was down on that coastline, the Invercargill, the Catlins coastline, quite a lot.
Hello to everybody in Dunedin, the Otago region. They're still celebrating their NBL Showdown Championship.
Yeah, I was very lucky that night. I had my old Otago Nuggets jersey on, and then I had my old Manawatu Jets jersey on. So that night, it didn't matter who was going to win. One of my teams was winning.
Well, I know that one of Otago's, the Nuggets, I know one of their finest. Good shot there from Lucy Blyde, big three-pointer. I know one of their finest was at the Showdown a number of nights cheering on Otago. I think he actually spoke to the team pre-game. Hayden Allen.
Ah, yes.
Former Tall Black, and he was there supporting the team. Tomowana, it's an easy basket for a player of her capabilities.
I was so glad to hear when Hayden Allen made the New Zealand team, because his father also was a Tall Black.
Yes, that's right.
And I got to play with Hayden alongside him.
I'll tell you what, he can still play too. Some big raps on Hayden Allen and his midweek competition prowess up there in Auckland. Another shot clock violation, so some good defense here for Rotorua. My count is that's 3 so far this quarter. Clearly something that they're working on and putting to good use at the moment.
A few mental lapses on defense, but other than that, they've just been fighting hard.
Got a chance at a late score here. Long two that would be. It's a miss. They get it back. Tomowana. Nice pass inside.
Not sure that was meant to go there.
I don't know that it was meant to go to Ferguson. We might get another look at that at three-quarter time. I've got a feeling she was looking for Carly Ohio then. And it went to Ferguson, and I'll tell you what, it looked twice as good, the fact that it went to Ferguson. So
well, maybe she fooled all of us. It was a no look.
Let's see if we can pull that one up for you at three-quarter time and have a look. Added another 2. End of the third quarter. Sacred Heart 46. They added 12 points that quarter. Rotorua 28. Added another 9. Let's have a look at that last basket. So here's Tomowana. Well, maybe she did mean to sneak it through there to Ariana Ferguson. You're not convinced?
I'm not convinced, not with that big smile on Tiny's face as she was running back.
Well, it looked very good nonetheless. Good basket there for Rotorua. And, well, we've seen teams come back from bigger margins than this in the last couple of days, so it's not out of the question, although I'd be surprised if Sacred Heart gave up this 18-point lead. Rotorua just 28 points for the game. Defensively, I think they've played well.
Solid defense.
Especially giving away some height.
Yeah, they're used to that. Tahuriorangi's been fighting down low really hard, and Tomoana as well. They just need to hit some shots.
May open up for them in this last quarter. Yet to be seen. Third position up for grabs here. I'm not sure what the silverware is here at the Central Invitational Tournament. I did see a couple of trophies there. I'm not sure if the third place team get medals or anything like that. I know Connor O'Fee will be all over that. He might update us on whether there's anything for third. Maybe there's just some handshakes and high fives all round. I'm not sure.
Good old-fashioned pride.
There you go.
Third.
There you go. So fourth quarter about to get underway here at Palmerston North. Big thanks to Palmerston North City Council for looking after us. Basketball Manawatu. A shout out, Stacey, to all of the volunteers. I've seen them buzzing around the last few days. Done a great job.
Yeah.
Who puts the food on here upstairs as well? That's a mighty effort. It's a good feed.
I'm not too sure who's responsible for that.
Well,
but
I want to give them a shout out as well.
Yeah, they take care of the volunteers very well.
I don't want to make anybody hungry if they haven't eaten in the last few hours, but we had some American hot dogs yesterday. Did you get one of those?
No, I didn't get the American hot dog. I had the curried sausages.
Oh, yes.
That was
good. Back on day one. Good basket to start the last quarter for Rotorua. Brings the margin back to 16. That's the way they wanted to start. Sampson under pressure. They'll get it back here. The team in white. Webster away. Another basket here will make it interesting.
I'm feeling optimistic, actually.
Roberts. Might have been a foul under the basket here. It was.
Tomoana's picked that one up.
Yep, I think
Fighting
so.
for position for the offensive rebound.
Has a bit of a smile as she comes back down the court. You've got some optimism, Stacey. Why?
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Well, it's only, like you say, it's only 16 points. A couple of threes, which we know Rotorua are more than capable of.
They've got to stop Sampson inside, though, don't they?
Yeah.
When she drags down those offensive rebounds, very, very hard to stop. Blyde on Webster. Ohio. Blocked away by Sampson.
Nowhere to go in there.
O'Connell quickly up the floor. Hands it off to Blyde. That's Lucy Blyde. Long shot. .48-30.
Great effort there from Webster on the rebound. Giving up a good 4 or 5 inches. Extending their zone a little bit. Got a bit of a 2-3 zone, extending the front guards out. I think I'd be rubbing my hands together if I saw that.
Can they utilise it? Ohio with nowhere to go. Foul is called maybe against Raquel Sampson there. A little bit unlucky.
If they're going to continue to extend those guards, I'd like to see Tomoana at that high post. See if we can get her some shots.
Roberts to bring it in. Ferguson in that long corner. They get it back off the missed shot. Webster, one way then the other. Oh, nice turnaround. Gave herself some room in the end. Probably didn't realise she had the room. Stumbled a little bit. And in the end, the shot was short. O'Connell quickly up the floor. Blyde back to O'Connell. Searching. You can see her looking for Sampson. Finds her. Sampson bustles her way through. Adds another 2.
Lovely setup. Great drop step.
Lead at 20. Oh, the pass from Webster. Just a little bit casual in the end. And I think unfortunately for O'Connell, she'll get called for the foul there. Timeout for Rotorua. 7:25 left in the game. 50 plays 30.
That was a real hospital pass, that one. That's what we call a hospital pass. poor Dakota Roberts picked up the foul, and she fell on top of the ball and looked quite painful. So she won't be too happy with her teammate there.
A couple of families in the stands, enjoying the third-placed playoff. Good time for the parents as well, just to see their kids back out there playing basketball, doing what they love.
Well, and at basketball in Palmerston North here, no spectators have been able to come and watch, and only in the last couple of weeks has that changed. Right. And it really was a really completely different feeling to the environment, and one that I actually liked as a coach, and also people doing the score bench and the refereeing commented on how enjoyable it was, easy to communicate, not so much pressure from the crowd. So these people are starting to come back in now and get their opportunity to watch their children play.
It's been fairly unique right around the world, hasn't it? Seeing so many big sporting events on television and no crowd, and we've seen some very creative ways to substitute the lack of a crowd with fake crowd noises in the background. And I was watching the
rugby league, was it?
I was watching the soccer the other day, and they've got the very famous, well done Samson, that's a good move. They've got the very famous crowd chants going in the background, and nobody in the stands. They're trying everything at the moment in all parts of the world. So you're right, we are very lucky here in New Zealand that the stands are back open. That's a nice three-pointer from Ariana Ferguson. Yeah, the stands are back open and people are allowed to come along and watch live sport again. Very, very fortunate. Well, Emily Back was available and inside for a long time then. And by the time Raquel Sampson saw her, she put the ball about 3 feet above her head. Set for the shot. Tomoana makes it. So a couple of good baskets here out of that timeout for Rotorua.
17 points in 6.5 minutes. What do you think?
Surely not. Surely not. I think if Sampson stays out there, I think the win is safe. Because not only is she a very, very high percentage shooter off the block, but she's got teammates that look for her there. And while that's happening, they're going to be difficult to stop.
And she's a heck of a presence on defense under the basket too.
Yep. There she is again.
Great touch.
Right on cue. Libby Francis is back out there for Sacred Heart wearing the number 4. Stepping up in defense now on Dakota Roberts. Good hustle. Webster into Tori Orangi. The return pass knocked out of play. 5:47 left in this one. As Emily Back takes a seat. Roberts. Webster. Trying to find a little bit of space. Ahaya. Nice little shot in the end. Couldn't put it away. Sherman, we saw Madeline Sherman hit that big three-pointer in the third quarter. Omalvina Nartai in with a great pass to Tian Owen. Couldn't finish.
Tian Owens looked really nice when she has got the ball in there. She hasn't been able to capitalise, but great body position. Hands are up, hands are ready. Just not able to get it to drop.
Would you expect to see some of these players head off to the under-17 nationals later this month?
So I think most of your under-17s are going to be, year 12s, won't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, you will see a lot of these ladies.
Rotorua. Oh, turnover mid-court, and Omalvina Nartai finishes that one off comfortably.
I think my optimism's slowly dwindling away now.
Yeah, you were being optimistic. I was being kind to you. Sampson with the rebound to Francis on the dribble.
Look, they're a team I back though. You know, I've watched them play a few games and they just don't give up.
Well, we did see them have that big win, didn't we, on day 2?
Against Napier,
yes,
who very nearly beat Mount Maunganui.
Yep. Nice basket there to Carly Ohio. I've been impressed with Ohio. Plays against a lot of opposition players much taller than her and just doesn't stop. She's a real worker at both ends of the floor. Here's Omulvina Nartai. Sherman again getting it inside to Raquel Sampson. Had a few to beat on that occasion. And I know you picked it up before, Stacey, but as a strong, dominant centre, it's always nice when you've got guards looking for that entry pass. Omulvina Nartai found. She'll go to the line for 2. It's always good, isn't it, when the guards have got the trust and faith in you and they're looking to open the angles and they're holding the ball for that extra second just to see if they can land the pass. There's a lot of guards get the ball and they move it so quickly. Or put the ball on the floor. They look at that dribble quickly rather than just giving it an extra second, seeing the lane open up and hitting the forward or the centre in a good position.
Great to see a team working together where a team knows the players know their strengths of each other and play to those.
So heading down to the final few minutes of this third-placed playoff.
There we go, Tomoano on the high post, told you.
That's a nice basket. She's been one of your favourites, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, she's really impressed me.
4:45 this afternoon, Sky Sport Next. We will be playing the decider of the Central Invitational Tournament. St Peter's School Cambridge up against Mount Maunganui. Both of those teams currently with a perfect record, 5 wins from 5 games each. That's the big one coming up to finish the Invitational Tournament here in Palmerston North. Hope you've enjoyed it. All the coverage on Sky Sport Next. Also with thanks to our friends from Entech. Sampson inside. Does she get it back? No. Dakota Roberts coming forward. Tries to go it alone. Gets turned back, gets it off to Ohio. Second effort, the reverse flick. Up off the glass was a good one for another 2 points.
So important for basketballers of the modern era to be able to shoot with both hands. Or here, they're doing a great job finishing with their right hand.
O'Connell to Owen. Long shot from Alex Blyde.
Something I've really noticed, Justin, over the years is the skill level of the players is just so much higher than when I was playing. A lot more coaches around now. A lot more access to YouTube and videos that coaches provide information on how kids can develop their skills.
Also to wonderful facilities. I mean, you only have to look at the venue here in Palmerston North. 9 courts, all indoor facilities, so rain, hail or shine, you've got the chance to play under the roof. And they're wonderful facilities too. Great floors, fantastic runoff areas. So I think the facilities, Ohio strong to the basket. That's a beauty from Carly Ohio. I think it's a mixture of everything. You know, it's about the surroundings and the equipment and the facilities as well as the coaching and just the increased knowledge on how to train players and prepare players, and players learn a little bit more about nutrition and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Not sure what you were eating back in your day when you were playing, Stacey. It's a little bit different these days.
Yeah.
Dakota Roberts. Inside the last minute now. 15-point margin. So one thing we can say is Rotorua haven't gone away. They've certainly fought hard in this game.
They're going to be a team to watch next year, without a doubt. A little bit of a delay here.
And they've come into this game down on numbers as well. Don't forget that. Lily Tiao and Jade Fairley both out. I think we've got a timeout, have we? Not sure if that's a referee's timeout just to fix something up on the sideline, or whether Rotorua have called a timeout.
Yeah, perhaps it's their last time. They want to get coming together for their last timeout. Oh no, Sue Penny's got the board out. She wants to get something out of this last 30 seconds.
Just saw some of our score table officials and volunteers. Done a wonderful job over the last few days, working hard. One thing I know about this time of the year, and when we have secondary school competitions here in Palmerston North, the whole basketball community comes together to help out and put the event on, don't they?
Thanks to the great team at Basketball Manawatu that treat our volunteers really well, and have great networks and relationships within the community. I think last year at Nationals they had a fan zone.
Yes, they did. That's right. They did too.
You know, my son was down here volunteering so that they could come and play there. It was really a good social environment, and basketball's really is a family orientated sport, without a doubt.
Great place for young kids to hang out.
Absolutely.
Okay, dying seconds. Let's see what that play that Sue Penny drew up on the board was. They're going to get a shot, and just hits the backside of the ring, Alyssa Webster. Not sure if it was executed the way that it was drawn up, but they certainly had a go at it. And now we're heading to the final seconds of this third placed playoff. Sacred Heart College, they're going to get the win. Out by 15. They have been impressive across the tournament. Very good last night against St. Peter's.
And they only lost to two very good teams by very small margins.
Yep. Raquel Sampson just flexing that left knee in front of us.
And those are the kind of the games you really want all the time. You want a game to be close at the end of the game, so these players can develop the ability to perform under pressure.
A late shot? No, there won't be. That'll be it. So congratulations to Sacred Heart of New Plymouth. They finished third at the Central Invitational Tournament, finishing with a 58-43 win against Rotorua. And as we look out on the court, there's some tired bodies out there. It has been a long 3 days, a lot of basketball. That's game number 6, I think, for both of these teams. 2 games a day. And I think they'll all sleep well tonight, Stacey.
A long drive home for a few teams tonight. Rotorua will have a good 4.5 hours. Taranaki will have, Sacred Heart will have a good 4 hours as well.
Well, take us through your thoughts on that game. Wrap it all up for us. A win for Sacred Heart. They finished third, 58-43 over Rotorua. We'll organise a couple of players to have a quick chat to in a moment. And then, of course, at 4:45, make sure you rejoin us on Sky Sport Next for the big decider here in Palmerston North. St. Peter's School, Cambridge, and Mount Maunganui College coming up at 4:45. Right now, though, take us through that game. A lot of fun. Both of these teams have had a great time, and they get the applause that they deserve from the crowd.
Thank you, Justin. As you said, 58-43 victory to Sacred Heart. Although it was only 15 points in the end, it was a little more comfortable than the scoreline indicates. Rotorua, though, never gave up, as they have done all tournament, showing their resilience never given up, and who knows, had a few shots dropped that could have been a different game. However, Peter Riley, a well-organised, structured team, very deep team, have shown that depth matters, and they've come out on top today. All right, over to Justin.
Good on you, Stacey. Thanks. Great wrap up. Taini Tomawana is with me from Rotorua. Most important question of all, have you had a good time?
Yes, we've had the best time here together as a team, just playing and doing our own thing, and most importantly having fun with each other. So yes, we have definitely had a good time. Great to hear. And Sacred Heart skipped out there, but it was a real contest. You stayed right with them and continued to work hard, and I thought the team played really well. Yeah, we just wanted to really work hard, especially in our last game, because we've worked really hard to make it this far, especially to semis and to the bronze medal final. So we just wanted to keep up that pace and intensity for this game, and I'm just really proud of the girls for keeping it up like that. So. Well, I spoke with Coach Sue Penne last night and earlier today, and look, she's really happy with the performance of the team. Didn't expect to make the top 4, so you've performed above expectations as far as the coach is concerned. Please tell me she's happy. She's very happy with all of us, and she's really happy with how much we've grown within our skills and stuff like that. So yeah, she's really happy. Now what's next? No doubt a bit of a rest, 6 games in 3 days. But some players, no doubt, moving on to the under-15 and under-17 nationals coming up at the end of the month. Yeah, most of us are still like really young players, so heaps of us are going the under-17 and under-15 nets, so that's really exciting. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, great to hear you've had a great time. Well done to the team. Everybody in Rotorua would have been watching, very proud of the team. Congratulations, making it through to the 3rd place playoff, and good luck at the nationals coming up. Thank you. Well done, Taini Tomawana. And we're going to bring over Raquel Sampson. Come over, Raquel. Hobbling over. Yeah. Congratulations. I did see late in that game, just stretching down at the knee there. Sore bodies, 6 games in 3 days. Yeah. It's a lot, isn't it?
It sure is. After having not much basketball this year, 6 games in 3 days is a lot on the body. So, especially already having an injury on my knee and being sick. But yeah, I'm glad that finish out top. So
I'll tell you what though, you must be happy to get back out there, just to get basketball back and have the team out there. Have the girls had a great time? Yeah, I think we've all enjoyed it. There's 4 of us year 13, so it's good to get the win at the end, and because 4 of us have been playing together for 7 years, so yeah, it's been good. I think we've all enjoyed it. So. And I guess there were times in the last few months where literally you didn't know whether you would get the chance to come back out and play again. For sure. It's awesome that BBNZ have actually organised us a tournament so we can play teams that we actually haven't played before. So it's been really good, yeah. What's on the agenda for tonight? Some sleep, I gather? Yeah, travelling home, they're definitely hitting the hay. Oh, well, good on you. Well done to you and the team. Fantastic tournament. We have really enjoyed that game last night. Was an absolute beauty. Yeah, it was. And you have taken out 3rd position at the Invitational, so well done. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good on you. Raquel Sampson joining us there. Well, we now move on to the big one, 4:40 p.m. Join us for that. It's a 4:45 tip-off on Sky Sport Next. The big decider is coming your way. St Peters of Cambridge will be in action. They've been very good, 5 straight wins. And Mount Maunganui, the surprise packet, they also have won 5 straight games. The grand final of the Central Invitational Tournament here in Palmerston North is coming up next on Sky Sport Next. We'll see you soon.